I used to think discipline was this thing you either had or you didn't. Like some people were just born with it, and the rest of us were screwed. I'd watch people wake up at 5 a.m., hit the gym, work on their side projects, and I'd think they were just built different. That wasn't going to be my life. So I didn't even try. Because if discipline was a personality trait, what was the point? But then I noticed something. The people I thought were naturally disciplined, they weren't enjoying it. They weren't bouncing out of bed excited to suffer. They looked tired. They hesitated. They clearly didn't want to do the thing. But they did it anyway. And that's when it clicked. Discipline isn't about wanting to do hard things. It's about doing them when you don't want to. It's not some magical feeling that makes hard things easy. It's a repetitive practice of choosing discomfort. Discipline is just deciding twice. You decide once when you set the goal, make the plan, tell yourself you're going to change. That decision is easy. Everyone makes that one. But then the alarm goes off, or the gym bag sits by the door, or the blank page stares at you. And suddenly you don't feel like it anymore. You're tired. It's cold. You'll do it tomorrow. That's the second decision. And that's the only one that matters. Discipline is choosing the thing you decided on yesterday, even when today's version of you doesn't want to anymore. It's not glamorous. It's not a montage with epic music. It's just you doing the thing. And the weird part, it doesn't get easier. You just get better at making the second decision. I started small, stupidly small. I told myself I'd write one sentence every morning, just one. Some days that sentence was garbage. Some days I'd write more, but the point wasn't the output. The point was keeping the promise I made to myself. Because discipline isn't built in the big moments, it's built in the boring ones. The ones where no one's watching. The ones that don't feel significant. Every time you do the small thing you said you'd do, you're teaching yourself that you're someone who keeps their word. And slowly, that becomes your identity. You stop being the person who talks about waking up early and become the person who wakes up early. You stop being the person who wants to be consistent and becomes the person who is. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going when motivation is nowhere to be found. And look, you're going to break the streak. You're going to miss days. You're going to feel like you're failing. But discipline isn't perfection. It's repetition. It's starting again. It's the art of not quitting when it stops being exciting. So maybe that's the whole thing. Discipline isn't this mystical superpower. It's just the gap between what you said you'd do and what you actually do, shrinking over time. You build it the same way you build anything, through months of messy repetition and missed days until eventually you realize you've become the person you were trying to be all along.